Welcome back to our day 13 of powerful, not forgettable movement, which we call Elevate Your Money Mindset and call in the overflow. Just for somebody who is watching us every day, know that you are already tapped into that abundance. We can assure you that you are. And it's all about how we direct our energy into something that we want to create. And if this is the first time you're tuning in, welcome. We are here talking about money and our relationship with the money and how we can up level that relationship because money is energy and like everything else in our world, including ourselves. So we learned that we don't have to be scared when we talk about money. We do not have to feel shame or we do not have to feel like this is the forbidden topic. And the more we are open about talking about it, the more we are accepting money, and the more we flirt with that. That's the way I like to put it, right? The more we develop that, yes, the more we develop that love relationship. So I'm here coming together with a few speakers, amazing souls who just come in here and sharing freely some of the gems so you can actually connect more and more and understand that there is nothing to be afraid of, even though the world the news love to scare us, but we are here to tell you the opposite. There is nothing to be afraid but yourself. So once you get out of your own way, you'll see how things are changing for you. And I'm just going to go around and for everybody to introduce themselves and say what they are doing in this world. Krystalya, will start from you.
So, my name is Krystalya Marie, and I channel symbols, these images in the background, for healing body, mind, and spirit. And I like to teach people how to tap into their own innate healing abilities and empower them to do their own healing using the symbols and using techniques that I have. And that includes health, wealth, and prosperity in all areas of our life. It's not just about health itself or physical health. So I
Mhm.
like to just get people empowered to learn what are their beliefs, what are their emotions that are really the things keeping them from manifesting their desires.
Yay, love it. Thank you so much. Jillian, how about you?
Hello, I am Jillian Verdun and I own JMV Financial Services and I'm an accountant by trade. What I like to do is help my clients to build profitable habits. And what I've learned is that gets them out of overwhelm and stress. Yes, I can give you all the processes, the procedures, but if you don't address your mindset, it will not stay effective.
Totally love it. Yes, mindset is everything. Yay, manage our minds. That's the song of the day. Thank
Yes.
you. And Gia, it's great to see you again. Tell a
Hi.
little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Virginia Asher. I am my professional life am a financial planner, um, and in my personal life, a financial coach, educator, mentor, financial literacy volunteer. I wear a lot of hats, and I am a long-term student of behavioral finance, the psychology of money, all things to do with habits and changing our perspectives on everything. And I'm really happy to be here. And because you were talking about flirting with money, I just wanted to point out that I got this cup that says quick and dirty, and people always want to know why it says that. I got this cup from an author who talks about the quick and dirty, getting rid of your debt. Uh,
Mm.
so she also talks about naked money meetings because you can't fight if you're naked. So we there are a lot of us out there trying to make it fun, okay? Money is fun.
Absolutely. Yes. Money is fun. I love it. I love what you shared.
Yes.
And I wanted us all to share our personal stories. When was that something in our life when one money decision actually changed the entire path for ourselves? And again, everything starts from our decision, right? Unless we decide for ourselves, We can talk here till, like our voices are just disappearing. But if you as listeners are not going to enroll yourself into actually taking the steps, meaning something as simple as registering for the event and hear what other people are talking about, or claiming the free gifts, or connecting with the speakers just to see where this is taking you, right? We cannot do more than we can, right? So actually, it all depends on ourselves. So I just wanted to briefly share my story, how one money decision brought me where I am today. Basically, I always wanted to have as much money as I want to, and I knew that by working for somebody, I would never be able to reach that, right? So for me, it was more like independence, not having any cap on money. And when people say the sky is the limit, I say the sky is limitless. This is exactly my essence, right? So the idea is we all can create more of abundance in our life. And once I tap and put myself on the path of being my own boss, that's where the doors started to open. Not to say that there was no struggle, not to say that there wasn't learning curve. It's like we are never done. We continue learning, we continue growing, but now it's just like every morning when I wake up with passion, I wake up with purpose, and I wake up with that different level of aliveness, which I never ever experienced in my life. And money just follow. So basically, with everything what I'm doing and helping people and look at all these amazing speakers, I did grow my business, and I continue growing it. And I can say to each one of you who is watching, if I can do it, so can you. So that's my spiel. Krystalya.
So back many years ago in my 20s, I was working in the corporate world in the IT industry, and I discovered that one of the guys that worked for me, that reported to me, was being paid twice as much money as I was. And so I grabbed my boss and took him into the boardroom of the bank and swore at him and did all that horrible stuff, and to no avail. He's like, nothing I can do about it. So I did is I went out and went out for interviews and got a job that doubled my income, but I didn't leave it there. I took all the rest of the staff that were female. By the way, that other guy was the only other male other than the boss. I took them all out to lunch, told them that, and the company that I had gotten hired for was looking for more people. So they
Woo.
all applied for jobs and they all got their salaries doubled, and we all walked in and resigned at the same time.
Wow, what a powerful story. You can
And
make
it,
up this stuff.
right, well, it ended up they doubled our salary because we would have had to drive an extra hour every day. But it was our choice whether we wanted to leave or not. But the point is that when you decide to embrace that you are powerful, that you
Mhm.
do have the ability to make a difference, you really can. And I ended up making eventually a six-figure income in that industry before I walked away. And I think that mindset is what got me to where I am today, is being able to be an entrepreneur and do all the things I've done.
Yes, totally. I love that. Thanks so much for sharing. And just
You're
think about it. It's like when we take care of ourselves, we are never exclusively do it for ourselves. We always bring people. And that's what I love about what we are doing, because we are not leaving anybody behind. If anybody wants to be walking this walk with us together, we are welcoming everybody, because again, we were never meant to do this work alone.
right.
Beautiful. Thank you. Jillian, how about your story?
So it's, I started off in corporate, and if you would have asked me, like she said, many years ago, if I'd have been self employed, I'd have laughed at you. And because I was like, oh, well, I'm fine. I'm doing what I want to do. And during my corporate job, I got a part time job doing taxes, and it felt like a factory. People came in, handed me their paperwork. I did it, and they went on their way. And it was just in, out, in, out. And I didn't like that. That didn't sit well with me. And I realized that for me, I was more of a helper. And I wanted to provide advice and let them know, hey, well, have you looked at this? Or even ask questions. But because of the volume of work that we were doing at the time, I couldn't ask those questions. And I didn't like that. So then I decided, I was like, well, you know what? I can do this. And I did. I started off part-time, and it got to the point where in 2007, I started part-time. And I did this and my corporate job ongoing until August of 2015. And that was my breaking point because I couldn't do it anymore. The quality of service, the things that I was doing, I was working really hard and I was exhausted. And I was like, I'm not doing anybody any justice, not even myself. So I decided, hey, 2016, I was going to do my own. I resigned from my job in August of 2015 and realized I was like, mentally, I kept telling myself that I needed to work. I needed to work in order to bring in money. But what I really needed to do was identify my limiting beliefs that I had with myself and focus on that in healing me. And that allowed me to see the clarity that I needed to know that I can get the confidence to do what I did in August of 2015 and walk away from my corporate job and be able to do this sustainably. So I was like, nope, can't keep doing this because I'm not going to make it health wise. Regardless, it just felt like I was on a hamster on a wheel. So I had to choose me, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. You know what? I love what you're sharing, Jillian, because so many people, they just have their secure jobs and, they do not want to dig deeper. Like, do they really love what they are doing? Are they happy with the hours? Are they happy with the value that, that everybody else is giving them the treatment, right? Because a lot of times we just become the victims of the money that we are making, not realizing that we can always step away and we can always generate our own wealth.
Yes.
This is just something, like, and I know it sounds scary, and I know that uncertainty something that stops a lot of people, but that's why we are here, because we've done it and
Yep.
we can show everybody else how to do it.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you, Virginia.
Yeah, I have a few of those milestones in my life, and the most I shouldn't say the most impactful, because there was major impact from really a couple of them. But when I was in my 20s, putting myself through college, I was in a really serious car accident and was living with a couple of people, and basically I was about to move out and had to stay there because I was not mobile. I spent about a year in rehab. Had the big turtle shell, the whole thing, shattered my femur, fractured my back, have a fusion in my back, my other ankle, everything. So I ended up getting a settlement, which was a huge amount to me at the time. And I looked around. I didn't know anyone with money. I didn't know anyone who knew how to deal with money. Sorry if any of my family's listening, but outside of one person, they basically don't have money, and multiple people have multiple bankruptcies, and if there's money left at the end of the month, we're going to Laughlin and things like that. So I didn't know what to do, and my attorney that a friend had found for me said something really important to me because I'm a very, what they call, tenacious person. And he said, this money is for the future health problems that you don't know you're going to have yet. And most people that get any kind of windfall, only less than 5% of them have anything left after 5 years. And those two things did this big shift in my brain, that this money is for this specific purpose, and that I wanted to make sure that I didn't hit that, I wasn't in that statistic, right? Mm-hmm. So I used some of it to finish school, and I did some other strategies, and I ended up using some of it as a down payment on my first house after I was done with school. And so I was not the statistic. And I will say that the other one that comes to mind was in 2015 when I got divorced. And in that year, I sold the house, bought a house, changed jobs, and got divorced. And when I changed jobs, I actually took a pay cut. So, a lot of pivotal money moments for people do center around asking for more and getting more and those types of things. But for me at that time, it was more about the environment I was in and the freedom I would have. So you have to look at the bigger picture of what your situation is currently and what you want your situation to look like. And that leaving that job gave me the space to perfect some skills, do some different things, and kind of find myself as a financial planner. So I've always been an employee. And I think there's a place for us to be employees and a place for us to step out on our own. So.
Love it. Thank you so much. So just coming to say that we are all as everybody else. Nobody says that we are just experiencing the brightest side of our life. We experience the darkest side of our life, but it doesn't define us, right? So the same thing to anybody who is listening. If your bank account is not at the place that you want to be, it says nothing about you. So do not take it personally. And all it requires from you is just to register for this event if you haven't, and start listening to these interviews, start becoming curious, because if there is a problem, there is always a solution. But a lot of times we are searching for that solution from the same frequency where the problem is. And that's why we keep spinning and spinning without having any results that we desire. So my invitation to each one of you is, the more you become curious, the more you are connecting with the people who can help you, the more you realize that everything is possible if you really wanted to make it happen. So, right? So anything else you want to add before we are saying goodbye? Because tomorrow is the last day of this beautiful masterclass, but we are not saying goodbye because we are still having our after party, which is happening on Monday with the prizes and fun gifts. So if you haven't been registered yet, this is your chance to be part of that. Krystalya, what would you like to add?
Well, I want to add that we are all able to create whatever we desire in our life, and it's really about our mindset. And I really encourage everybody to sign up for this, even though it's almost over. Join the after party, get some gifts, and get to know more of us, because one or more of us can definitely help you.
Absolutely, yes. I love it. Great. Thank you. Jillian, what would you like to add?
It doesn't matter when you start, as long as you start.
Totally. I love it. I love it. Super good. Super good. Awesome. Virginia.
Jillian, that is like the summary of everything, right? Like health, relationships, everything, right? Yep. And I think one of the things people miss with the money mindset is that the people you surround yourself with, and most importantly, the person you partner with,
Yes.
Mhm.
have a lot of impact on what your bank account is looking like.
Mhm.
Totally. Yep. So, so true. I love whatever you're sharing. Or at least that say thank you, friends, very much. Yeah, she's enjoying all the interviews.
Yay.
Thank you so much, Elise, and we are so happy that you enjoy it. Yeah, so totally. And thanks so much for stopping on this live as well. So, Elise, don't forget to come to the party. It's on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be sending more emails regarding that. And you can meet wonderful speakers and we can have the blessed time together because, again, we never meant to do it alone. It's
Mhm.
always great that there is always help, but just because we were taught that we are okay to be independent, this is what society wants to separate us. But now we understand that when we are together, we are super powerful. And that's exactly the message that we want to relate to anybody who participate at our event or somebody who is just watching, understanding that there is nothing wrong when you ask. So keep asking more. Keep asking for help. Keep asking any questions that you have because by staying curious, you are going to tap to that solution that you are seeking.
Yep.
So that's it for today. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. Again, register if you haven't registered. Thanks so much for the wonderful speakers who joined today to come here to bring more love, to bring more excitement, to bring more faith, right, into our lives, knowing that we see you, we feel you, and we've got you. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do now. All right. Thank you so much and see you on the other episode. Bye.